Welcome to Growth Neuron Podcast, where we explore how AI and automations are transforming the industry and reshaping competitive advantage. I'm your host, Ishan Gandhi, and today we're diving into a topic that's on everyone's mind, data privacy. But instead of seeing it as just a compliance hurdle, we're talking about how privacy can actually be a growth level for scaling a business. Joining me today is Dr. Zhao, PhD, co-founder, CEO of DataSafeguard Inc., a company pioneering AI-driven privacy security solutions for the modern enterprise. Dr. Zhao, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ishan. It's a pleasure to be here. I often say that we all are in the business of trust now, whether you are a startup founder in a garage or scaling a unicorn or a global enterprise. At the heart of your business is data, and with data comes both power and responsibility. So at DataSafeguard, our mission is very simple: to make privacy not a tax on growth, but a lever for growth. So we have built our ID-Privacy, the Privacy by Design framework, powered by our patented technology called CC, Cognoscible Computing Engine, to help organizations move fast with data privacy, stay compliant, and most importantly, win trust with consumers or customers. Because in today's world, trust is the new currency of growth, and those who invest in it will compound returns over time. Thank you, Ishan, having me here.
All right. And what problems are you exactly solving, and why are you doing it now compared to before?
Great question, Ishan. So imagine you are building a skyscraper. From the outside, it looks shiny, modern, unstoppable. But if the foundation is weak, sooner or later, cracks appear. That is what happens to companies or startups scaling without privacy. So DataSafeguard exists to strengthen that foundation. We solve the problem of companies scaling faster than their compliance maturity. Founders, enterprises focus on features, on growth hacks, on fundraising, all are important. But they forget the invisible glue that holds it together, that is customer trust. You ask me, why now? Because consumer awareness is rising day by day. Regulators are stricter, and AI is making data usage more complex than ever. If you don't solve privacy early, you don't just risk fines, you risk your reputation, which is far harder to rebuild.
When talking to founders scaling rapidly, where do you see the most commonly tripping them up when it comes to privacy and compliance?
Let me share a story quickly. I was advising a startup in emerging healthcare that hit 10 million ARR very quickly. Fantastic growth, but when they tried to expand into Europe, they realized their data practices and the PHI protection, PHI means protected health information, because they are into healthcare, they were nowhere near to GDPR standards. Suddenly, deals froze, investors panic, and expansion stall. It took them 9 months to fix what could have been built right from the day one. That is the cost of delay. The trap is thinking we fix it later. Later never comes until it is too late. What do you say, Ishan?
All right. And how did that, you were saying this was in the UK, right?
Yeah, Europe. Yeah, it's US startup moving to Europe to set up the business. So that's why, it got delayed. They could have fixed it from the day one. But as you know, that it took 9 months to, set the context or set the privacy regulation and meet the GDPR compliance. Yeah.
Now, are they as strict in Europe as they are in the US? Like with the US, we have HIPAA. Are they as strict with their
Oh yeah,
compliance?
absolutely. Yeah, HIPAA.
Okay.
Yes.
So that
Or
would
California Consumer Protection Act. Let's say out of 50 states in US, I think more than 26 or 27 states, they have privacy law. Though US is still yet to adopt a pan-America or federal privacy law, but that is in plan. But yeah, as I speak, I think more than 50% of US states have privacy law. And as I speak, 144 countries on earth, including India recently adopted a law. So 144 countries on earth, they have privacy law.
Do you think misconception in startup that the privacy slows growth rather than enables it?
Not at all. Great question once again. It's not at all. Privacy done right is like putting good brakes on a fast car. Brakes don't slow you down. They let you go faster with confidence. So that is the mental shift founders need. So absolutely, just to answer you, it is not at all. So privacy is the business enabler, I can say.
And how long would it take for, especially your company, coming in and putting in the privacy policies? Like, so for a startup company to make sure that they have the right tools, how long does it take so it doesn't hinder growth and hinder growing to market?
Yeah, so if I talk about our company, we are actually enabling many enterprises to implement our privacy. Let's say ID privacy is our flagship product. It's privacy by design, and it's powered by AI. And the patented technology I mentioned earlier is the CCE. We can implement within 2 weeks, and we started showing return on investment to large enterprise customers within 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow, that's a lot quicker than I expected,
Absolutely.
especially with
Yeah.
because now that I'm guessing you guys put in the code and everything like that, handle all of it white gloves, so they don't have to hire a whole other team in-house. That would take a lot longer.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is no heavy lifting required from the clients or enterprise or startups or technology arm. It is very simple. I can say plug and play kind of thing with a single Docker image. You can install it, and I told you, even large customer or large enterprise, you can install within 2 weeks. Yeah. So that is
Wow.
the fancy or USP of our product implementation, and we enable business to grow faster. And it's not a what do you call it? It's not a capital expense or capex, right? We enable them to grow, make more business. So that's why I told we show enterprises how they can actually get the return on investment within 4 to 6 weeks of implementation. Yeah, it's very powerful. Yeah.
Now, with AI scaling so fast, where are companies underestimating the risk of exposure today, like with data privacy leaks and everything?
So, I missed that. What is the question? You talk about role of AI in privacy and scaling, or what is that?
Yeah, so before we had a bunch of, it was a lot quicker, it was a lot easier, sorry, I should say,
Mhm.
more simple with scaling. Now, a lot of people, they're using AI to build their software, their website. I've seen a
Mhm.
lot of people build their own code and everything by using AI. They take the AI to build the snippets. Now, with
Yeah.
this being less in depth and scaling so fast, where are companies underestimating the exposure by doing this and using AI to scale so fast?
Oh, yeah. So the future lies in the real-time adaptive compliance, right? So I will talk about AI in privacy and scaling, right? And imagine your system automatically knowing which data can be shared, which must be masked or redacted. Redaction is or permanent. You cannot unredact it. If I can mask the data, somebody can unmask it, right? Or
Right.
which data should never leave your system or ecosystem. That is the co-pilot we built with our patented technology, Cognoscible Computing Engine. So privacy is not invisible to the user, but rock solid under the hood. So AI, it should be responsible AI or ethical AI. Ours is supervised learning, so we don't use any OpenAI, ChatGPT or LLM. It's our custom built, and I told you that is again patented technology. It's supervised learning. That means we focus on responsible and ethical AI.
And where do you keep your data? Do you keep it in the cloud, or do you do any outsourcing, or do you have your own data centers, or rent your own data
No, we
centers?
don't touch any customer data. So we always suggest customer should
Okay.
have either on-prem or enterprise cloud, not on public cloud, because it's privacy, right? So just to answer you, it is either on-prem or enterprise cloud.
One of the biggest challenges we see in Growth Neuron is companies starting to scale fast, but their processes, especially around data handling and customers' trust, can't keep up. Suddenly, we see they hit the what I call the ceiling trap, growth slow down because security depths pile up. From your experience, what's a smarter way for companies to avoid hitting that wall?
Yeah, the biggest challenge you talk about, right? Uh, in the past, privacy means friction, right? And and long forms and endless consent boxes, right? Today, it's about seamless trust. For example, when a customer gets a clear one-click privacy choice, they feel respected. Let's say, for an example, today I am signing a consent, right? Cookie consent preference management. If I have that ability to, again, I can go back tomorrow and I can modify, edit. That means I have been respected, right? I mean, the enterprise has really given or enabled that particular customer to go and change its consent, right? So that respects builds loyalty, and privacy becomes not as a barrier, but a feature of a great customer experience. So at this moment, most of the enterprises, they don't have that, but with our universal consent management, we enable that. So customers are the king. We know customers are king. And if you enable and give that facility, they feel more loyal to the enterprise. If I am loyal, that means my trust is increased, and there is a high chance that I should stay with the enterprise for a long time.
Are lightweight frameworks or automation that make scaling privacy first without slowing down the businesses?
No, it's not. Privacy is a growth lever. Let me give an example. A fintech client wanted to expand into 3 countries simultaneously, right? And as I speak, we are working with a very large enterprise customer where they are expanding their implementation journey into 20 plus countries. This example I'm giving you, a fintech client wanted to expand into 3 countries simultaneously. Normally, regulatory approval takes months, but because they have embedded privacy by design framework early and they had standardized controls ready, expansion time dropped down by 40%. Regulators trusted them. Customers sign up faster because they are privacy by design and privacy compliance. So privacy literally helped them to grow and to grow even in the new countries that they have gone live in 3 more countries, right? So privacy is a growth lever. It's not a negative, or it's not going to slow you down.
Fair.
Like with your analogy of the fast car allowing you to. Now, are you guys working to become a little bit more questions about your company? Are you guys working to become like a better McAfee, where if a company sees your logo on their partnered with a company, they're going to trust it more?
You want to be known to your customers, or are you just trying to just be known in your customer base? If that makes
Normally we are a B2B, right? We are selling to, let's say, BFSI, healthcare, telecom, retail, manufacturing, right? Automotive. So they are a customer, and ultimately they enable their consumer, right? And not only for their customer, not only B2B2C, even for them. Let's say any large enterprise, they may be having thousands of employees, right? How about their data? How about your data, my data, with a healthcare or a insurance or a banking, right? Or a automotive connected car. The connected cars, right? The connected car data is huge, and they track all our information, right? Not only for social security number, the way we see it, the way we speak, the mental and the oxygen level, lot of things, private information also get captured. And if one data breach, that means what? It may badly impact that enterprise. And the data breaches are leading to synthetic fraud, and synthetic fraud is leading to financial crime. And financial crime in a year, it's close to $3 trillion. It's a huge. So privacy is the first line of defense. That is what we are addressing at the core. If you can address the privacy, that means the data breaches will be minimized, or it can be negligible, 0. And ultimately, the effect, right? So it won't be having any synthetic fraud, and if there is no synthetic fraud, there won't be any financial crime. So it is not only for business, but there is a social impact behind it. So that's why we feel proud to make an impact through our datasafeguard. That is data privacy.
For founders listening right now, what is one mental shift they need to make to see privacy as a growth enabler instead of as a checkbox?
Oh yeah, it should not be checkbox. They should actually do the privacy by design, and privacy should be in their domain or DNA, right? And starting from your classroom to boardroom, you can say, or the all department, including your talent acquisition to HR to marketing, sales, your finance function, everybody should understand, and they should talk about privacy, right? And if you ask me one thing, in next decade, the companies that win customers, it's not just they don't respect to the company which is most innovative, but they will respect to that enterprise if their data is respected, with proper care, So privacy is not the enemy of growth, it is the accelerator. When you build trust in your DNA, scaling becomes smoother, easier, and partnership stronger, right? And customers more loyal. So that's why we believe privacy is not just about compliance, it's about dignity, respect, and the future of sustainable growth.
And if a startup is scaling today from zero to Series B, at what point should they be worrying about privacy? Is it a day one thing, or is it after you've created your product, do you start implementing the privacy?
It should be from day one. As I told you, nobody sees tomorrow, and delay is delay, right? It should be day one. From first interaction with the customer, they should actually look after starting from their consent, preference management, till the internal, let's say, where are my confidential data, right? Where is the privacy impact assessment? Where is the data subject access request? Compliance audit, right? So it's just to answer you in short, it should be from day one.
What is one mistake you see scaling companies make over and over again when it comes to data strategies?
Oh yeah, they don't consider it. They feel it's just a compliance, so they have a compliance officer, they will take care of everything. It's not. You can enable compliance officers to make or the privacy officers or the data protection officers, right? Make them enable that from the day one. The privacy should be DNA of the company, right? If any customer onboarding, then you have to ensure that he is respected, his data is taken care of, right? So that is what I want to advise all startups.
Now, another one I really was curious about. A lot of companies we see nowadays, data is the currency. Now, a lot of them like to, not the most overtly, sell people's data as a way to make their money because it is a very lucrative way. For those kind of companies, do you see those starting to fail and fade out? Or do you see now more than ever those ones are going to be striving as long as they do it in the more the shadows kind of way?
No, they should focus data privacy from the day one, and we all are under some privacy law, compliance law, regulatory law, and the regulatory fines are stricter day by day. If I give you an example of 2024, United States alone has paid close to 24 billion fine to the regulatory authority, and these are their public domain. And the large companies have paid billions. We search Google and say who paid the maximum penalty for data breaches, right? You will find those names. They're all large company, right? And one data breach shut down one company, a 5 billion company of California. That data breach happens in 2021. It is a DNA company. And if my DNA is maintained with a company, if data breach happens, that means my entire record is breached, right? And where I will have trust to that particular enterprise, right? It's a verge of closing down that company. I think they have already filed bankrupt, right? So data privacy and the regulations are becoming very stricter, and penalties are not in millions, it is becoming billions now. So that is the message I want to keep. Yeah, from the day one, please look after the privacy aspect of your customers' data and don't ignore it. From the day one, make sure that you are understanding the privacy aspect, because privacy is the first line of defense. All are investing security, cyber security, that's fine. But forgetting that privacy is the first line of defense. Security comes in the periphery. Though privacy and security go hand in hand, but privacy matters.
Now, you say privacy matters a lot, and I fully agree. Now, a lot of companies are using customer support bots, whether it's in their emails, over the phone, in ways like fully AI ones. Are those things you implement, or are those things that you worry about as a way for privacy data breaches to happen?
Absolutely. any agent, you talk about any agent, maybe AI agent, right? All are collecting or interacting with customers and customers' information. Let's say we both are talking on a podcast, right? The moment if I pronounce or utter my social security number, my full name, my address, my credit card information, right? They are all sensitive information, right? And the sensitive information, though it, as an enterprise, you need to capture because you can authenticate a customer, right? And that is important. But how to ensure that my credentials, both sensitive informations, are safeguarded properly, right? So that is the USP. And our product, as I told you, we have a confidential data discovery. On real time, we can go to all the data set. It can be structured, semi-structured, unstructured. It can detect, identify, and confirm that yes, these are the sensitive information. And on regular interval, our AI engine, that is called another product called confidential data redaction, it will go and redact all those sensitive information classified as a sensitive information. So once it is redacted, nobody can unredact it. Let's say if I mask my face, I can unmask it, right? Redaction is permanent. So after that, if any data breach happens, those data will be of no use to the fraudsters. Nobody will buy it, those data. If the fraudster will put it on dark web, nobody will buy it because these are all junk data, because all the sensitive, non-sensitive informations are already redacted. Yeah. So
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. It is clear privacy isn't about staying compliant. It's about building trust, unlocking scalable growth. For anyone listening at Growth Neuron, we work with companies in fintech and beyond to automate the kind of operational challenges that slow growth, from customer support to sales processes to compliance workflows. If you're scaling fast and you want to see how AI can help you grow without hitting the scalable traps, check us out at growthneuronai.com. Dr. Shu, thank you again for joining us, and thank you for everyone listening. Until next time, keep innovating. And if you are looking for a company to make sure that your data privacy is safeguarded, look into DataSafeguard Inc. Thank you again. Have a great one.
thank you, Ishan. Yeah, absolutely. Don't see privacy as a burden. See it as your superpower. Yeah. Thank you, Ishan, having me here. Yeah. Appreciate your time.